Mantras are to restore and protect the native ecosystem of the Purísima Creek watershed, to educate and inform the community about the unique ecosystem of Elkis Ranch, to protect and preserve native biodiversity and rangeland ecosystems, and to continue the legacy of Mr. Elkis through sustainable natural resource management.
So, like it says in this slide, our goals are to restore and protect the native ecosystems of the Purísima Creek watershed. So our first step in doing that is restoration. So our plan is to get, or try to limit the amount of invasive and introduced plants. And we are utilizing the Elkis Ranch goats to graze the invasive grasslands and to reduce the non-native species. So, like we toured this week, we saw that there's a lot of invasive plants like poison hemlock and Ripka brome, and we want to get rid or limit those so that our native plants can regrow and we can rehabilitate our land. So our goats will graze on a rotational basis to make sure that we have our native plant recovery. We're also making sure that they don't overgraze so we, have weak soil and our soil, if there is rain, if it destroys it or any other natural processes. And so the goats will also graze in the riparian area in the dry season to reduce the invasive cover, but we are trying to avoid the soil compaction. Oh, that's so deep.
Sheep and other livestock will continue to graze the grasslands rotationally to reduce wildfire risk. And we will maintain coyote brush and riparian ecosystems to preserve native biodiversity. And we will also continue developing the goat dairy product line for our local community.
It's always good to give back to the community and educate them, so we'll associate with UC and CSU systems to monitor the riparian and grazing lands for invasive species. Recruit volunteers from the community and colleges to assist in monitoring and management. We'll teach them how to build fences, barbed wire fences, chicken wire, to help them in the future. Replace fences, improve visitor experiences, and do field trips for K-12 and camping opportunities on the ranch.
And if you are wondering how are we going to get our money, well, we are going to fundraise and we're going to sell to the local community farmers market. We're going to sell the goat's milk to get money, and then we're going to fundraise also to we're going to invite kindergarten to 12th grade students to come here and to learn about the environment here.
Yeah, and we're also making a donation fund online and here at Elkis Ranch. So if anybody feels like donating to improve the ecosystem and help us maintain it, that will be.
So you may ask, why do we want to restore and preserve the Elkis Ranch area? Well, first of all, we would like to continue the legacy of preserving natural resources as opposed to urbanizing the area or industrializing the area. We would also like to increase awareness of the need for natural resource protection, provide education about the interconnectedness of organisms and services provided by these ecosystems, and lastly, we would also like to demonstrate career opportunities and provide unique experiences to newer generations, to the future. We are the Purísima Land Trust, and we will protect and share these critical natural resources and traditions for the community far into the future.
Thank you.
So since you're a land trust, have you thought about doing
have thought about putting the conservation easement. Well, if we're buying the land, we also, we can't manage it 100% of the time. So we want, to buy the rights or have somebody buy the rights so we do not have to worry about the complete rights, but we will make sure to maintain, the naturality, yes, in the area of Elkis Ranch to make sure that there's no development or anything.
I like your idea of having goats and selling them to market, but are you going to plan on getting more goats? And if so, who will be the person in charge of managing them? Because I'm sure Bobby doesn't want to deal with more goats.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna need money to get more to fix fences and stuff and to open more space. And yeah, we are gonna need more goats. So
We plan on doing that by using the money that we get from the donations, like we said before.
So if you get a conservation easement, you might get a lot of money because somebody will pay for the development rights. So you might want to look into that as a chunk of funds to help with your startup costs.
Yeah, we will look into that and, the amount of money and what we will put that towards preserving our land.
Leonard?
Oh, it says.
I'm just wondering, I really like hedgehogs and giraffes. I mean, are we still gonna be able to see really neat grazers on our property?
No.
Our
We didn't-
Okay, our bases are pretty neat, in the city, you don't see goats and you don't see sheep, that's something new
to the other people.
to people that don't know, that aren't in these, that aren't surrounded by these animals, it's pretty cool, it's pretty neat.
I'd also like to add that giraffes and hedgehogs are not native to this area. Taking in giraffes from Africa, I don't know how they're gonna completely adapt to this new environment. So I'm sorry grazers.
Yeah, we
but
didn't
we're thinking about the animals here.
The native
And they have a
species.
natural environment in Africa and not here on Elkis Ranch.
For example, I'm from the city, and this is this is my first time coming into a farm like this, and I never even touched a dog before because I'm scared of dogs. And today, I got to vaccinate, but yeah, and then so it's other people coming from other places will see the surroundings and that it's different than what you see from.
And like we mentioned before, it might open up education opportunities to people who otherwise wouldn't think about pursuing a career and something that has to do with the outdoors. This is so enlightening, and that's why we want to preserve it the way it is and not change it, because we want to keep it genuine, keep the legacy going education-wise.
I'm pleased by what you described as your goals to the Prairies and the Land Trust and your objectives to try to get more native plants and make it more wildlife friendly. That'll be a challenge if you have enough goats to make enough cheese. I mean, that part of it is you
Yeah, we
have
have
enough
to
goats.
manage that.
You also,
It's just an idea though, however, we're not actually presenting an upfront plan to you guys. What we had in our mind, that
and
might work.
you've also talked about having the university and the CSU system help with monitoring. Just because a lot of goats in a small area, you could end up with bare soil.
Yeah, we're not making a dairy farm or a goat farm, so we're not gonna have
We're gonna manage our goats, we're gonna have them in specific areas, and then we're gonna move them from that specific area to another one so they don't overgraze. So if we keep the ecosystem as good as possible, we're not trying to overgraze, we're not trying to ruin the soil.
And we're not trying to make the goats feel sick or anything.
The one thing that hasn't been mentioned today is if you have too much bare soil, eventually in California, it may rain again.
Yeah.
We hope it's gonna rain.
Yeah, we don't want that very soil,
And
that's
all that
why
bare soil can get in the water
we want
quality
to prevent
issues.
water
Very good.
But our main point is to educate other people like about like what Elkins Ranch has and like
It has to offer, yeah.
offer more opportunities and like
Oh, were you gonna say?
So we'll accept volunteers to do community service hours, building fences, helping out with the goats, monitoring.
planting
This
or
is also a really good experience for like university students, and it gives them like an insight on
high
what
school students.
their career is gonna be like, yeah, just everybody.
I bet high school students would like to come here.